Hey guys, today's video is about the TechWizard MMB Android box. This thing here, which has 4 GB of RAM with an 8-core processor, and it also has a HDMI port and a USB port, which makes it particularly interesting. These things are what upgrade cars that just have bog standard Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Let's check it out. Now, you've probably never heard of TechWizard before, but you will have heard of MMB. MMB stands for Multimedia Box, and they are a very large manufacturer of these Android boxes. They've been making them for many years. TechWizard is a UK-based reseller, and you'll find a UK-based phone number and email address on the back of this for support. If you're not familiar with what an Android box is, it's a very, very ingenious device which upgrades any car which has CarPlay in it. So what I mean by that is, if you have CarPlay in your car, be it from the factory or installed aftermarket in a Sony, Kenwood, Pioneer, Road Angel unit, you can plug this thing in and you get a bunch of additional features. For example, you're going to get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto straight away if you didn't have that before. Then you have other features such as the ability to watch YouTube and Netflix and Disney Plus straight through this unit as well, which is really, really cool. Right, before I get it out of the box, let me remind you that I don't get paid to endorse any company or products, including this TechWizard box. So this video is really going to be based on me getting it out of the box, testing it in the car, and telling you what I think. Let's check it out. And here it is. And it is a very sleek and stylish little device, and I really do enjoy the TechWizard logo on the top of it as well. So if we take a closer look, you can see it has the MMB logo, the TechWizard logo, a bunch of icons which suggest the features that it has. Android 11 Plus. The left and the right of the unit are just vented, and then on the underneath it is the same, it's just a vent. Now on the bottom we have the USB-C entry point, and this is what is going to be plugged into the car, and it's as simple as that. That's the only thing that you need to plug in to make this work. On the other side, however, you do have an HDMI port and a USB port. And these are quite clever, because that means that the HDMI port is going to display whatever's on the head unit on rear monitors. So if you've got screens on your headrests, or you've set up something in the back of the car, or if you have a camper van, you can run a HDMI cable from this unit to those screens, and your kids can watch whatever app you've got running on your head unit. Now, the HDMI on this TechWizard MMB could actually be used for something else. You can power this unit using a standard USB-C phone charger and plug the HDMI into your TV. And then you're thinking, well, yeah, that's great, but how am I going to actually control what's on the screen? Because obviously the TV is not touchscreen. Well, that's where the USB comes into play. You can either plug in a USB keyboard and mouse, or what you could do is you could get one of these, which TechWizard also sells. Now, this may look like a standard remote control to you, but it's actually very clever. As you move the remote control from left to right and up to down, it moves the cursor wirelessly on the screen. So you can just move the cursor around, and then you can hit the OK button on the remote control. And then if we flip it over, you'll find that it has a full QWERTY keyboard as well. So that's going to be very useful as well. So as you can see, it has a kind of dual use. Well, actually, this thing has a third possibility as well, which I will give you a glimpse of now. But I'll do another video on that later. Right, that's enough talk. Let's go and plug it into the car and see what it can do. Okay, for the purpose of demonstrating this unit, I'm in my Saab 9.3 and I'm using a Road Angel head unit. This Road Angel has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Wired, you have to plug them in using a USB cable for those features to function. So what I'm going to be doing is grabbing my TechWizard box. I'm going to grab this very stylish aluminium USB cable that actually comes with it. I'm going to plug it into the USB-C, and then I'm going to plug the other end into the USB port for the Road Angel. So what I'm going to do now is turn on the car, see how long it takes for the Road Angel to detect the TechWizard MMB box is connected, and how long it takes to boot up. So let's do that now. So it's on. You can see the Road Angel is now on. Remember, this represents any factory head unit, any brand of head unit, be it Pioneer, Kenwood, whatever, this is exactly the same. There we go, so it's booted up already. We're waiting for this phone thing to go to, there we go, so it's gone to the CarPlay. Oh! This is the box. Really cool startup. That was a really, really cool startup. Oh, it's not finished. Okay, I'm not going to lie, that was an amazingly cool startup sequence for this box. And that's the Android box completely booted up, and we're looking at the user interface now for the TechWizard box. Looks a little bit like Apple CarPlay, especially with the side panel here. We have the clock in the top left hand side. You can see that I've already connected it to my Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone. These icons represent the last apps that were run on this device, and then we have a applications icon down here. So if I tap that, it's going to show me all of the apps currently on this device, and you can see things like Disney Plus, Hulu, Spotify, Netflix, and those video apps you wouldn't get on CarPlay. Then we have the Google Maps widget here, which will open Google Maps. Below it, it says wireless CarPlay, and it says no devices connected, and that's because my iPhone is not currently connected via Bluetooth. If it was, it would just go straight to CarPlay wirelessly. This widget here is to play any local music, any MP3 files that you might have on a USB stick plugged in or on the device locally. And down here you have 4 applications. I don't believe you can change these. I have had a look around to see if I could put my own icons there, but apparently you can't, or at least I don't know that you can. So what you've got here is YouTube, Netflix, Bluetooth, and Bluetooth is basically how you would connect your phone to it. As you can see, it's connected to my Z Fold 4 at the moment. And then finally, it's got another icon to go to the rest of the apps, which is funny because there's 3 ways to look at your applications on this. You can either press this icon down here, which is like CarPlay, and it brings you to your apps, or you can press this icon over here and it brings you to your apps, or you can just simply swipe to the left and it brings you to your apps. Right, let's have a look at some of the things that are installed currently. CarPlay and Android Auto are there. I'm going to show you those later. So you obviously already have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay if you're using this unit. This is just going to give you that wireless capability, so I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Phone allows you to make phone calls from your head unit using your mobile phone, so you can look at your contacts and call someone from there. Bluetooth music just takes you straight to Bluetooth music that you've got on your phone, so you can control it from here, and including from your steering wheel controls as well. Mirror mode just allows you to view whatever's on your phone on the head unit. That is a completely pointless technology these days. It has been overcome by Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and of course the fact that you have Android on here at the moment means that there's literally no reason to mirror, because you can install whatever apps you want on this actual unit. GPS test is going to show you how many satellites the device is currently connected to. Remember, this box actually has a GPS sensor inside it, and as you can see, it has an accuracy of within 2 meters. It's connected to all of these satellites, so it's triangulating your position very, very well. And that brings me to another thing that I need to show you, which is to do with the user interface. Now, we are in an application at the moment and we need to get out of it, but there's no back button. So what we do is we tap the screen and this little blob comes up on the screen, and if you tap that, it brings up the back button, but you need to be quick. So here, back, back. There we go. So now we're back on the menu again. And the rest of these apps you're just going to recognize. So you've got YouTube, Netflix, Spotify, Waze, Hulu, Disney Plus. VLC plays video files that you might have on a USB stick, and Google Play will allow you to install other apps. So I'm going to show you some of the video apps now so you can see what they're like. So let me show you YouTube. Just select any old video. This video here. And there we go. We're watching YouTube on a head unit that was designed for Apple CarPlay, where this shouldn't be possible. So that's really, really cool. Quick look at Netflix. Ooh, new season of Big Mouth. Cool. As you can see, you can basically watch Netflix as you normally would on any Android device. Disney Plus, you have all your good Disney Plus stuff on here as well, which is really cool. I don't actually have a Hulu account, but you get the idea. It works. You can install whatever app you want and it will function as normal. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the specifications of this unit. As you can see here, it says it has a Rock chip. I know that it is an 8-core CPU. It has 4 gigabytes of memory and it runs on Android 11. But what we'll do is we'll do the speed test that we normally do with Android devices, and that's where we open Spotify and Waze and see how long it takes for them to load. So let's do that now. So we'll start with Spotify. And there we go. So yeah, not the fastest, but it's fast enough and you've got all your stuff. And I actually, to be honest with you, I really like the way that this is displayed on the screen as well. It does look really, really good. It's making use of all the screen space. And one of the reasons that is you can actually control the DPI settings on this TechWizard MMB device. And that means that you can make applications appear larger or smaller depending on your preferences. Now, I prefer things to be slightly smaller so that I can get more on the screen. It gives me more control over everything, and that's how you can see it displayed on the screen at the moment. Anyway, let's try Waze now. And there we go. So as you can see, it's not the fastest, but it's not too bad. And don't forget, once you've loaded the applications once, you don't need to wait for them to load again if you want to go back to them. So if I go back to Spotify, it's not taking any time to load up. It's already there waiting for me to use, so that's great. So as you know, this head unit does actually have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. So let's have a look at these now. So I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to connect to Venus 9040, which is the Android box. And there you go, you can see that it is now connected. So what we do is you go into apps and we hit Android Auto. Can we see it's currently connecting at the moment? And there we are, Android Auto. And as you can see, my phone is completely wireless of this at the moment, so it's connected wirelessly. I have access to my music here. I have access to all of the other apps on Android Auto here as well, which is really cool. And of course, I have Waze. And all of this is completely wireless. So let's try Apple CarPlay. So I've got my trusty iPhone here, and as you can see, I am connected to Venus 9040, which is this box. And then all I need to do now is go to CarPlay. This is Stuart's iPhone is connected, loading CarPlay. And there we go, we've got completely wireless Apple CarPlay, and I have access to all of my apps as I normally would, completely wireless. I remember this Road Angel head unit does not have wireless CarPlay, but it does now because of this box that I've added onto it, which is really, really cool. And there you go. So on top of being able to watch Netflix, YouTube, and Disney Plus, and all of that good stuff, you can also get completely wireless Android Auto and wireless CarPlay if that's what you're looking for as well. Right, now that I've shown you what it can do inside your car, let me show you what it can do inside your house. So let me show you the party trick of this TechWizard Android box. Not only can it be used in the car, but it also can be used with a television or a computer monitor if you want to make it smart and give it smart features. So that's the use of the HDMI and the USB port on the top of it. So what we want to do is first of all plug in some interface so that we can control it on a non-touch screen, and we're going to use the Air Mouse, which we can buy separately, and it comes with a USB dongle. So we're just going to plug that into the TechWizard device like so, and then what we need to do is plug in the HDMI cable to the TV, and we need to power it with a USB-C connection. So I'm just going to use a phone charger to plug into that. Right, let's do that now. Now you can see that the device is flashing a blue light, and my TV has suddenly decided that something is connected to it, so we're going to wait and see what happens. So here we go, massive 75-inch screen which is now running Android just off of that TV box. And using my Air Mouse, if I aim this at the TV, you can see that I can move around this cursor completely wirelessly just by moving the remote up, down, left and right, which is really, really cool. And that gives me all access to all of the apps that are currently installed on this, and I can swipe and I can do everything that I would normally do without actually having a touch screen, just by using this Air Mouse. So if I wanted to, I could go into Netflix, and I have access to all of the Netflix titles straight through the box. And don't forget, one of the benefits of this is it actually gives you access to Google Play on your main television if you don't have an Android-based television, which of course means that you can install whatever apps that you want from the Play Store, games and such that you can actually play on your TV. I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any questions regarding this product, please do ask in the comments section below and I will see what I can do about answering them. If you like this kind of content, please do subscribe because I have lots more stuff coming up.